G'day, folks. How we going? Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. It is Hump Day, or the tail end of Hump Day, down under at 2000 hours, or 8 o'clock for the uninitiated. So, welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. We've had the most incredible day. It's currently sitting on 26 degrees, feels like 25. I think it got to 30 is what they say. So, yeah. G'day, Joe. How are you, buddy? Nice to have you on board. Mate, question. What was it like in Dubbo today? How warm were we? Because we were a scorcher. And a mate of mine in Sydney has been saying that it's been peeing down rain. Anyway, a couple of bits of news coming up, just for your info. On just over a week and a half to go, we're having this cruiseathon, folks. I'm being shameless here. Give us your money. We want to put some people on board cruise ships, so there we go. Joe, 29 degrees. Oh my goodness. Dry or a bit wet? 29 degrees and humid? All right. So, so there's been some exciting things going on. Apparently, we had an aeroplane do a nose tip into Moorabbin Airport, ambulance on its way, fireys on its way, and apparently that's like two hours ago. So, all sorts of things going on. Dry yesterday was a Bobby Dazzler. Oh, seriously? Yesterday is always a better day than today, right? In more ways than one. Mm-hmm. So it is Hump Day. It is Hump Day. And the ships are near. Shut up, Sean. Stop singing. You're turning people away. Okay, so, Joe is going, how about the Emirates 787 with blown tires? Yeah, well, there's been a lot of things going on, like 787 with the blown tires. That killed the runway in Sydney for a while. Here in Moorabbin Airport, we've had a couple of things going on today. So, I don't know. People. You know, one day they'll learn. Everybody will learn. Anyway, it's interesting. All right, so what have we got cooking? I was just having a look at ships in port, and on the Melbourne side of things, I've got a laptop here that's deciding whether or not it wants to work. On the laptop side of things, so we had in Melbourne, we had two ships in yesterday, but not today. Today being the 8th. The next ship that comes into Melbourne will be the Seabourn Quest, and we'll see what happens with that one. In Sydney today, the Carnival Splendor was there, and tomorrow they've got the Pacific Adventure, and then on Friday they've got the Disney Wonder. So that's what's happening. In Brisbane, just waiting on the Brizzy ships to come on in. In Brisbane, yesterday they had the Pacific Encounter. Tomorrow they've got the Carnival Luminosa, and then the Quantum of the Seas on Friday. So we'll see what's going on, see how things are progressing. So there we go. Well, Joe, you did it. You got it right. Just enter in the hashtag duck, folks, and all of a sudden you will be connected with all sorts of exciting things like Joe's channel. Yeah, it's a great channel. You guys got to be there. And yeah, Nightbody's awake. I gave it a kick in the rear end and told it to work. And if it didn't work, I was going to give it 100 push-ups. So I think it decided it didn't want to do the 100 push-ups. 100 push-ups does amazing things for people. Okay, so 29 in Dubbo. I believe Hobart was a bit cooler. So Tassie was a bit cooler. Tassie was around 21, I think it was today. So yeah, all exciting stuff. Now, um, g'day Shaz, welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. We're just talking about all things happening in Aussie right now. We've got some ships in port, none in Melbourne, but all the ships are in Sydney at the moment, and some heading down up to Brisbane. So there we go. Oh my goodness me, 28 degrees in South Georgia, and I'm guessing that's 28 F. So that takes us into the minuses. So that's like freaking cold. Joe is saying, thanks, mate. Going to save up for a brand new camera from Canon. They've released a video camera that you can use for live streams direct from the camera. Mate, you could even use your mobile phone, Some of us have done that before. G'day, Amy. How you going? Ripper day. Yeah, it was a glorious day. What about you guys? Not a good time in the sun? I saw you messing around on somebody's live stream today. It was, what's his name? With the Disney Wonder. I forget his name now. But anyway, great to see you here. I hope you're in good spirits, and I hope that the family's doing well. Because it's back to work time now. Well, people are getting back to work slowly, so what can we say? And meantime, those of you that are across the pond, you've got that white stuff on the ground, and sorry, I really do apologize for you having that white stuff on the ground, but you know what? Life's tough at the top. So, yeah, all exciting stuff. Anyway, who else is in the chat? Joe is saying g'day to Amy and Shaz is saying it's cold freezing. I can understand that. G'day, Joe from Amy. And Amy worked all day. Yeah, except for those moments when you were doing other stuff. I was watching. Yeah. Shaz is saying g'day to Joe. G'day, William. How you going, mate? Minus 15 in Montana. Is that C or F? I would say that's F. F is for freaking cold. G'day, Peter. Happy New Year to you, mate. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Thank you for popping in. That was good ship cruising. That's correct. Unfortunately, I had to take some phone breaks, but what I did watch, it was amazing. It was great to watch. Joe, you aren't alone. Joe saying good day to William. Amy is saying she made a brief appearance but had to work. Brief appearance. Sharon is saying, her sister is in the Augusta hospital since last Thursday. Her oxygen levels were 35 out of 14, 114. Whoa, that is not good. I wish her a speedy recovery, and I was going to say another word, but I'll say shiploads better soon. A speedy recovery, and all our prayers. Stalk much? Amy, when it comes to you, stalk plenty. No, no, I'm joking. Sharon is saying she was supposed to come home tomorrow. Yeah, not with figures like that. Not with figures like that. Joe's saying here's the camera he was talking about, the Canon PowerShot V10. Yeah, you know what I do? I actually use that I can use this also as a camera for live streaming. You just hook it up to your computer and away you go. I mean, at the end of the day, you've got to make a choice, Joe. Use the equipment that best suits you. That's my opinion. Amy said she thinks she saw 2 minutes of his video. I think that's about what I saw as well. I'm too busy with phone calls and all that. But there is replay. Um, Joe is saying prayers for your sister, Sharon. Yes, absolutely. William is saying minus 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Hello, Shani, working on a jolly horse in his left leg and knee. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Nightbot says, have a look at helpinghandsforcruising.org. That's the website for Helping Hands, and yeah, folks, you can do all sorts of amazing things like show us your money. Sharon is saying her lips were dark purple, not blue, but dark. That is not good. That seriously is not good. That means if she's getting no oxygen going around the body, how much of it is actually going to the brain? And that's where issues start playing up. So I honestly pray for her speedy recovery. G'day, Marjorie. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here, young lady. Nice to see you. She'll have to have oxygen. Yeah, she's on. She's on oxygen. They'll be giving it to her in the hospital, and probably they'll get her to take oxygen home with her, so she'll have it on her permanently. If that's the way things are panning out, not good. Amy is saying can't even come out of the toilet in peace with. Yeah, that's correct. Um, you are a celebrity, Sharon is going, thank you, Joe. You are a celebrity, Amy. Let me say, seriously, you are, because everybody wants a piece of you. After all, 1,000 subs, what can I say? Marjorie is saying, g'day. Joe is saying to Sharon, her mother had to have a BiPAP in 2022. Her CO2 was so high, she was having trouble breathing, 4.5 days in intensive care. Well, hopefully she's recovered fairly well. Too much info from Joe to Amy. Yep. G'day, Marjorie. Sharon is saying, Sean, I seriously don't think she'll be coming out tomorrow, to tell you the truth. Hey, if she doesn't come out tomorrow, the doctors might organise in a couple of days' time, but at the end of the day, they might put her on permanent oxygen, so she walks around with a cylinder. And I know a couple of people who've had that luxury of walking around with oxygen. Joe's saying g'day to Marjorie. Amy was going, truth, Joe. Yep, that's very, very true. Can I have your autograph? Yep. We can arrange that, Joe. You've just got to come down for the group meeting. I'm so not a celebrity, but anyways, but you are so a celebrity. Anytime anybody puts their face out on this lovely medium, you become a celebrity. Sharon is going, wow, Joe, sorry to hear that. Amy is going, haha, sure, Joe, absolutely worthless, but you're welcome to it. What are you talking about, Amy? Your autograph is not worthless. I mean, look what you got. You got a husband, a house, a car, 2 cars, 2 kids. I mean, seriously, what do you think your signature's worth a fortune? Marjorie saying g'day to you, Amy. And Joe is saying, thank God Mum is okay. It did scare me when I had to ring the ambulance. We have a call centre for New South Wales Ambulance in Dubbo, but they routed it to Newcastle call centres. I know someone there. Oh, that's awesome. But Mum was safe, right? She got looked at. William is saying, one of my friends went on that, got back yesterday. She went from your Sydney around your country. Got on board what? Which ship? Was it a ship? And who's the friend? Because maybe I know her. Sharon is going, oh yeah, they're done. Said she'll be coming home with with oxygen, no question asked. Yep, okay. But they will let her go only when she's starting to look better. And that's the key factor. So you may not see her tomorrow, but you may see her in a couple of days. Well, I mean, you can go in there and see her, but she may not be coming home that early. Sharon is saying, Joe, I'm glad your mum is doing super great now. Yep. And Joe's response, she's okay, thank God. She's on additional medication, Spiolto and salbutamol, alongside a gazillion other meds for her blood pressure. So she's on the Ventolin as well. It's good, it helps her breathing. So Joe went and typed out these words, hashtag duck, looks just like this. And when he typed that out on the Down Under Cruiser side, up came the Nightbot with this particular statement. Please welcome Joe to the stream and connect with Joe on his YouTube channel. There you go. So that's what it says. And Marjorie saying g'day to Peter. So nice to have you on board, mate. Nice to have you on board. Hey, Peter, you back at the grindstone? Have you started working yet? And if so, how much have you had to do? Let's have a look. Sharon is saying there's another thing. Her sister has high blood pressure. High blood pressure can be managed with medication. I'm on high blood pressure tablets. She was okay. Mum was diagnosed with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, basically emphysema. Does Joe, did Mum smoke? Because that helps out a lot. Amy is saying she has cracked the whip and he's sealing our deck now. He's sealing your deck. Oh, wow. That's awesome. What's he using to seal it? Cabots? Joe is saying at this hour, well, mate, you know what? It's not that dark. We still got sunlight. William is saying it's Brandy Shepherd on a Carnival cruise. It's probably the Carnival Luminosa. She still smokes. Well, there's your emphysema, my friend. She either stops or it gets worse. Amy's saying, yeah, it's still light out. And even if it wasn't, you'd get him doing it under the miner's headlamp. I know you, Amy. You're such a tyrant when it comes to your man, Pete. I'm kidding. Joe is saying Cabot's the only brand to use, Australian made and good products. Absolutely. Shaz is saying, yeah, Joe, her sister is on high blood pressure medication too. Wow. Well, there you go. And yes, Joe, she smokes as well. Amy's saying he has a few more weeks off work. What? And he couldn't do it during the day? That you have to get him to do it now? OMG. Okay. Amy is saying so she's putting him to work around the house while she goes to work. That's what you call it, work. So he's having a working holiday and you're going to work. Okay, right. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Joe is going, and yes, I'm an extremely avid supporter of Australian made. Absolutely. Well, I'm not Australian made, but you are. William is saying it's spooky, foggy here, very thick and dense too, the fog. Mate, we don't get any of that white stuff. It doesn't get cold here. Sharon is saying, plus she's having to take cancer medication for 5 years too, Sean. Goodness me. So if you were to shake her, Sharon, would she rattle? I mean, could you hear the medication going through her body? He's fixing up the house. Is that because you want it nice to live in, or are you going to sell it? Joe is going to William. I'm familiar with Montana through the town of Havre, the home of the Big Bud tractors. Um, Amy is going. She works hard. Thank you very much. I know you do. I know you do, and you do a great job. And I'm just stirring you. Um, Sharon is going. Yes, she does rattle. Joe, especially the Big Bud 16747 with the big 16 V92 Detroit diesel V16 two-stroke engine, two-stroke diesel. Only two strokes? I would have expected that to have gone with four. But anyway, we have reasons not selling though. Are you going to expand the house? Or are you going to live on a cruise ship and rent it out? Wouldn't that be great? Living on a cruise ship and renting out your house so that you could afford to live on the cruise ship. That'd be cool. That'd be so cool. While we're at it, folks, I'm just going to whet your appetite. Um, Stay tuned on on Friday evening for those of you across the pond. Those of you on our side of the pond, stay tuned for Saturday. Just a bit of, you never know what I might come up with, or Ilana and I might come up with. Just got a refinance, yeah, I understand that. And hopefully you get a better rate and you want a nice house as well as. Yep. Joe is saying Detroit started with a two-stroke engine design back in 37, turning diesel into noise since 1937. Well, my diesel engine's not that noisy. Marjorie's saying to Amy, you should ground your husband if he fails to do the work around the house properly. The problem is if she grounds him, she'll end up enjoying it. Joe, I know a few places up here you could grab. Yeah, we were up in Sydney for the New Year's fireworks, so um, there we go. Sharon is saying that Joe knows his engines. Let me tell you something, Sharon. Not only does he know his engines, but he knows his vehicles. He can tell you the car, when it was made, how the fuel smells, and he can do the same with truck engines as well, trucks as well. Just by listening, there's not a lot that Joe doesn't know. Joe is saying he's a big fan of the Detroit two-stroke, his favourite engines ever. Were they strong enough? Well, they must have been. Amy, I know how you think, Marjorie. We all know how Marjorie thinks. Joe, plus my dad was a mechanic and I learned a lot from him. Any cruise ports there, Joe? No, Joe lives in Dubbo. Dubbo is landlocked. The nearest cruise port is Sydney, which is a good 2.5, 3 hour drive. Joe is going, we do have a beach in Dubbo. A beach, that's about it. That's amazing, says Sharon. Yeah, so some exciting things happening. We're still waiting on final words. I was talking with Bruce and Ross today, and we're still waiting on final. There's kind of like discussion right now with NCL as to what's going on with the cruise. So hopefully, being Humpday today in the US, we will get some exciting news about the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, and yep, then you'll be seeing us doing advertising like we're going out of fashion. Amy is saying it's still closer than here since we're losing all our ships. Well, that's true. Joe is saying it's quicker to fly to Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane from Dubbo. 1.5, 15 minutes from Dubbo to Sydney, and close to 2 hours to Brisbane and Melbourne. What? It's quicker to fly than to drive? How far away is Dubbo's only a couple of hours out of Sydney? Or am I wrong? Shaz, hey Sean, have you talked to Jimmy lately? Actually, I spoke with him yesterday. I was just messaging him. He's a bit on the tired side, but he's moving on. He's getting things happening, and he's got a positive mental attitude, as he should, as he should. Joe rang. I mean, you're extremely smart. Yeah, he is. And Joe's saying 420 k's 5 hours. I didn't think it was that long, but okay. Yeah. Marjorie's saying it's similar to politics. What, religion? No. Politics, religion, and sex. Three things we don't talk about. What was. Yeah, too far. Anything that's 5 hours too far. I mean, when the ships do come on in, we do get onto them, and all sorts of exciting things happen. Other than being like Deb and I always forget his name, from Brisbane. But they got on. They were doing the Carnival Splendor, and when they got into Sydney Port, they got off the ship and caught the wrong train. They were meant to be going to the airport so they could fly back to Brisbane, but yep, it didn't happen. Sharon is going, Sean, I know exactly what Jimmy's going through. I've been through it all, so has my sister. Yeah, I can get that. I can understand that. Truth of the matter is, he's in good hands, and he's got a lot of support from everybody around him, so that's great. Joe is saying, I know these facts as he's flown to Sydney a lot. Lately, he's been travelling by coach, and to go from Dubbo to Lithgow by coach is 5 minutes, under 4 hours. Okay, that's it. Deb and Matt, that's it. I always forget his name. I don't know why. But I was watching one of their streams today, and they were talking about the Carnival Splendor sailing out of Sydney. It was going out of Sydney. It's interesting to look at their variations. Sharon, we're all with you there. We all hate it with a passion too. We seriously do. Before my dad passed away, he had cancer as well. He had Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a cancerous thing with the blood as well. So my dad went through the fireworks and all that sort of stuff. So I fully understand where you're at. Joe is saying, you and me both. F cancer, you're right. Foster, no, yeah, the unmentionable one. Joe, where are you located? Joe's located in a place called Dubbo. Dubbo is a country city that is about 5 hours away out of Sydney. They've got a population of about 35,000 people, I believe. Joe can clarify that for you. Amy is saying, Deb and Matt chat 10 cruises in 10 weeks or something stupid like that they're doing. They had like 17 booked. Seriously? 10 cruises in 10 weeks. That's a cruise a week. Okay, if they're a 3-day cruise, that's one thing, like over the weekend. But seriously, that's a shipload of money. Absolutely, Joe from Sharon, and that's even too much for me. Yeah, you know what? From my point of view, if I was living in, say, Sydney, where the port was right next door, or like Florida, where cruise ships come and go 3 times a week and twice on Sundays, doing a weekend cruise is no big deal. Um, Joe is saying that Dubbo, New South Wales, Australia. If you look at the map of New South Wales, the city in the centre of the state is Dubbo, and that's where he lives. Sharon, don't wish. Your wishes may come true one day. So come on down. Joe's greater local government area, the population is 50,000. Oh, in the great, but that's the greater area. What's Dubbo City? I think it's about 37 or 35,000. But then Dubbo is quite big anyway, so yep, that's exactly my thought. 50,000 people. That's big. They have lots of little ones. Yeah, I know. You'll be on the Crown Princess with them in April. That's going to be awesome. Sean, Sean is right. Don't wish, get there. Let's make it happen. Absolutely. Absolutely. Marjorie is saying to Amy, I hope there is no snow by you, especially if Peter is on the roof. Marjorie, it's our summer. So our temperatures are actually in the 90s right now, 80s, 90s, high 80s. So there's no chance of Peter getting caught up on the roof. Although I've been told by Amy there would be moments where, no, shut up, Sean, you're going to get yourself into serious trouble. As if I haven't already. Sharon is saying, Joe, if she had the money, she'd go for it, but she doesn't, so she won't. And Joe is saying, at the last census in 2021, Dubbo's population was 43 and a half. Wow, that leaves 6,486 in the rest of the larger. So Dubbo's under the Dubbo City Council or the Greater Dubbo area, Dubbo Council, or are you part of some other council, city council? That'd be interesting to know, Joe, because where we live in Bentleigh East, we are part of the Glen Iris City Council. So I'm wondering if Dubbo is part of some other group, like, say, Mildura is part of the Riverina, as well as a few others that are in that zone. Anyway, I thought I'd better get on with this because if I don't, Bruce will wake up, because I know Bruce wakes up at 5 a.m. Pacific time. And if I don't put this on, he'll be upset because he's paid for his advertising. So let me get this going.
Have you been dreaming of an Alaskan cruise? Or maybe you've taken one before and you just can't wait to go again. If so, the Helping Hands for Cruising Group Cruise is just the cruise for you. June 15th through June 22nd, 2025, you will set sail on the magnificent Norwegian Encore. This amazing group cruise will take you to Juneau, Skagway, a majestic cruise through Glacier Bay, Ketchikan, a stop in Victoria, British Columbia before arriving back in Seattle. Contact Bruce at ocean2oceantravel.com today to find out how you can be a part of this fantastic group cruise to Alaska. This is one you definitely don't want to miss.
What have I done? I just put that intro in because I felt like it. Pressing the wrong buttons at the right time. Unfortunately, last night we didn't make the winning category, so therefore, because we did have a lottery last night and we didn't win, so as a result, right now we're not going on that cruise. However, if we do win tomorrow night, maybe, or even Saturday night, maybe we might be able to go on the cruise then. Anyway, let me see. Joe is saying that Dubbo Regional Council was amalgamated with a council called Wellington Shire Council, and it first became Western Plains. Oh, that's right, Western Plains Council before they renamed it Dubbo Regional. Ah, and you know what, folks? There's an awesome zoo there, the Western Plains Zoo, that's in Dubbo. All this information is on the Dubbo newsouthwales.gov.au website if you want to know more about their particular local government area. Amy, we can dream, right? Absolutely, and that's what I've been doing, is dreaming, because I want to go on that cruise. The cruise she books if she wins the lottery. The cruises she would book. Yep, I know. I can just see you sighing there. And we'd be no different to you, Amy. No different at all, because you know what, the cruises we would book. Anyway, it's now called the Taronga Western Plains Zoo, and it is awesome. It's a drive-through zoo, so they don't have cages that you walk around to. You go to the reception area. You get into a vehicle and they drive you around the zoo. It's awesome. I think I'm going to get to a point where I need to actually shave my face, because my beard is looking kind of weird and wonderful. Anyway, it is what it is. All right, so I'm going to ask you folks, where are you cruising to? What cruises have you got coming up shortly? Amy, I know you've got a few. One of them is on the ship that we wish we were on right now, which is the Celebrity Edge. Well, there'll always be another time. So the next one we're waiting on is the Rock and Roll Tribute. So as I said before, we're just waiting on some things to be finished. And there we go. Joe is saying 4.5 kilometres of road around the zoo. You have the choice of taking your own car. Oh, I didn't know that. Hire an electric buggy or join in on a tour in a specialty designed decked out bus, truck based. Yeah, that would be cool. For a behind the scenes tour, that would be much better. Oh, so you're back on the Explorer in 16 days. You better use all those P&O points while you can before they become carnival points. And it's in 16 days. How long's the cruise? Is it a weekend cruise again? If it is, that'd be awesome. And then maybe we can come down and get you, photograph you getting out of the dunny again. You never know. Stranger things could happen. Piano, you see, that's why you should go on the Fair Star. There are Fair Star points. We've given out 588 trillion Fair Star points to people who've actually come into the chat real early. But that's cool. I can give as many points as I like because Fair Star isn't sailing anymore. In fact, the ship is on some scrap pack. Joe is going to Amy, of course. He'd be around the world first class flight, visiting Germany, Ireland, the UK, Scotland, and Wales, and he'd love to check out the Waterford Crystal Shop in Waterford. Mate, that would be an amazing trip, right? Only 3 days again with the girl. Oh, see if I can kick your liner out to join you on that cruise. Yes, Joe. That's you're thinking about exactly the same things that Joe's thinking about. Jumping on first class, but for me, it would be um, maybe doing around the world cruise. If you have the opportunity around the world, the places we would go, the people we would see, and the challenges we would have. That would be awesome. Being sold to be a casino ship. Yeah, I know. Um, and it's probably going to spend time around Singapore, Malaysia, maybe even Japan for a bit. Um, Sharon is saying she wishes she could hit the lottery. She'd travel the world. Period. Yeah, I get that. I'm with you on that one, Sharon. I'm definitely with you on that one. You get to see the world, and life is short. It's way too short. Um, Rafael Viso from Viso's Travel, he has an excellent tagline when he finishes. He goes, "Life is short, travel more." And there you go. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Amy, even the theatre is being gutted. What? So they have no entertainment, just straight casino. Yeah, but if you talk about the Asians, they love that kind of stuff. So, in fact, any casino around Melbourne, in fact, any casino around Australia is totally full of Asians playing on the tables and so forth. Um, Sharon is saying, Sean, I wouldn't forget my friends either. Sharon, really appreciate that. And I reckon one of the best friends to do that with would be Jimmy. Um, yep. Amy, Pacific Adventure with hubby next month. No kids. Oh, that's awesome. Palm them off to the grandparents, and you guys have some quality time together. Um, Amy is saying, yeah, they're gutting the theatre and the black circus place space. Yeah, what if they're going to gut it? What are they going to do? Is it all going to be the whole area going to be casino from top to bottom? Seriously, that's huge. Amy's saying all the entertainment areas basically. Oh wow. Joe, I'd love to go to King Kincasler in the county Donegal, home to one of the world's most amazing country music superstars, Daniel O'Donnell. Oh yeah. Okay, how do you pronounce it? Kincasler. Okay, thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Thanks for the edumacation, because I was breaking my teeth over it. Basically, from what she got from the crew intel, are the crew going with it, or are the crew going to be heading over to Carnival? Um, that'd be interesting. I'd be more inclined to think that the crew would want to go over to the Carnival side of things. If they did, that'd be awesome. Um, then again, the way ships are going down under, I mean, we're now starting to see the likes of the Discovery coming down, Discovery Princess coming down over. So we'll see. Amy is saying that the crew are going to Carnival. Oh, that's awesome. They'll have one extra ship. Yep, that's cool. Um, Joe, you actually got in the first instance most towns and cities in Ireland usually have a silent letter in their name. Yeah, that's like the English language. Why do you chuck an extra letter in there, a dead letter, for the hell of it? Sharon, absolutely, Jimmy, and oh wow, and you and Ilana, Joe, Crazed Fam, of course, Nuts, Eddie Lugo, John Gaylor, Lost Jones, and a lot of other people too. You know what, Sharon, you're being very generous, but at the end of the day, you've got to enjoy the money. That's the way I look at it. Amy is saying they were measuring up stuff for the new owners when she was getting theatre footage. Really? Okay. Already they're doing their stuff. So is it actually going to sail all the way through until March, or they're going to shut it down beforehand? Lord Jones, the autocorrect. Yeah, I know autocorrect's a pain in the autocorrect. Legend Sharon, but yeah, invest. Absolutely. Um, absolutely. Yeah. So it'd be really good to know if it's actually going to last until March, or whether the Explorer will be gone before then. Last sailing is in Feb. That's what I figured. They'd pull it from service in February, and then March the other ships will come across, so Carnival can then do their stuff. Are they gonna repaint them? Are they taking them into dry dock to repaint? So then they'll start getting the Carnival livery, or are they starting to do that now? Interesting. Encounter and Adventure are having wet dock here in Melbourne. Ah, okay. So they'll do the paintwork in the wet dock. Yep, that's cool. And then when they're ready, they pull them all out and check them out from top to bottom. But I was watching Tony from Lolita Loca this morning, and one of the things he was saying was that some of the old ships are having some severe issues right now. The engines and all that sort of stuff are getting tired. They're getting no propulsion. So, yeah. Welcome back, Joe. You just snuck off to the dunny, I hope. Um, yeah. So, yes, hoping. I mean that those it doesn't take them a long time to stay out of dock and to get sorted. So there we go. Had to swap a cord around with Mum. She's gone to bed, and he'll be going to bed soon. What? You're not going to stay up for Jimmy's show? Um, Amy is saying, yeah, we won't get any new ships anytime soon, though. Yeah, well, what can we say, right? It's Australia. Why would they put a new ship down under? Seriously. Anyway, we have to enjoy what we see. By the way, no, Joe wouldn't know. Um, Chris Wong is on the Encounter of the Seas, I think it is, or Ovation of the Seas, which is just hit down under. It's sailing in Sydney and Brisbane and so forth. So it'd be awesome to know um, whether anybody's had the opportunity to meet up with him down under, or whether he's just doing his stuff. Sharon is saying that Denise from Bone Tired Travelers she'd take along as well. That's cool. And Amy is saying she'll take any ship. You know what? I'm with you there, girl. Let me say, hey, any cruise is better than no cruise. The worst cruise is better than the best day in the office. Let me say. Anyway, it's all exciting stuff. All right. Well, it's 10 minutes to the hour. I've prattled on for long enough. I think we're all having a good time. Those of you that are on our side of the pond, you guys are going to start thinking about hitting the hay. And I wish that your evening is awesome. Those on the other side of the pond, I wish you an awesome day. Please have a good rest. but also stay safe. Uh, you guys have got lots of that cold freezing stuff. Please stay safe. Those that don't have that cold freezing stuff on the ground, um, yeah, also stay safe because you could have that ice stuff. Sharon saying it's 4:51 South Georgia right now. You always get up early. Joe said he's going to head off to bed, talk on the weekend. Yep, talk about this new camera then. Awesome. And we may have a surprise for you too. You never know. Stranger things could happen. Anyway, all right, folks. You have a pleasant evening or a pleasant day, whichever it is on which side of the clock you are on. And be safe. We love you and have a great day. Take care. You guys are awesome. Have a good night. Good day.